Lust is one of the most silent destroyers of intimacy. It doesn't always show up loud, right? It shows up in a way where it slowly disconnects you from your partner. And if it goes unaddressed, it will show up in your marriage. Hey guys, it's your girl Khash, and welcome to the Girl Let Me Tell You podcast. This is a space where we have real conversations about life, relationships, healing, and purpose, all through a God-centered lens. From marriage to friendships to motherhood to becoming the woman God has called you to be, nothing is off limits here. So if you're on a journey of healing, growth, and becoming, you're in the right place. So whether you're driving, winding down at the end of your day, or just taking a moment for yourself, this is something you can sit with. Let's get into today's episode. Hey guys, welcome back to the Girl Let Me Tell You podcast. This is episode 8, and today we're talking about something people don't talk about enough, lust, and how it shows up in marriage. And I'm going to be real with you. Lust is one of the most silent destroyers of intimacy. It doesn't always show up loud, right? It shows up in a way where it slowly disconnects you from your partner. Before we go deeper, let's define lust and sexual perversion while we're on that topic. So, lust is not just sexual desire. It's desire that's out of order. It's when it's when your desires are not submitted to God and they begin to pretty much lead you. And sexual perversion is when something God designed to be very pure and it gets twisted, right? So let's go right into it. I have a story years ago. I remember sitting in church and this is really low-key embarrassing, but it's fine because guess what? It's the truth. Um and I'm sure this will probably help someone. Years ago, right? I was sitting in church. My pastor, Raymond Ali at Revival Outreach Ministries, he is one of those pastors where he likes to make a lot of jokes. So he was going deeper into his sermon and he mentioned um, about masturbation. And the the congregation got silent, including myself. I kid you not. I did not know that masturbation was a sin. I did not know. I thought it was something that was normal. I told myself things like, it's better than being with someone. At least I'm not exposing myself to another partner. I'll tell myself I'm learning my body. This isn't hurting anyone. Lies from the enemy. When I heard that word, I drove home in silence. I was like, oh my God, I've been believing a lie this entire time. Now, this was years ago, well over 10 years ago. And I honestly felt the conviction, not condemnation, conviction, because I didn't know. And even though things didn't change for me overnight, I had to make a decision one day, right? I can't do this anymore. I can't. You start to feel so disgusted by it, right? So I'm sharing this story with you because there are people out there who genuinely don't know. The world normalizes masturbation, but there's truth behind it. They have all sorts of apparatus designed to help you along the way. And that's perversion, right? It is perversion. Um, and this is not about shame. It's not to shame anyone, or condemn yourself. It's when you don't know, you don't know. And when you know, you do something about it. It's about alignment. This is why I feel it's so necessary to talk about this, right? Why is my okay. So for men, it often shows up as visual. right? Where they begin to fantasize, or they'll end up watching pornography, and they need constant stimulation, right? And for women, lust shows up, it can show up emotionally, where we also fantasize. And comparison, the worst part, because you begin to compare your spouse to your previous life. And what you don't understand is your previous life, you were living in sin. So you're comparing your spouse to your sin, right? And then it's also like a mental escape for women to just get away from real life. But at the root, it's the same thing. You disconnect from what is real, and you start connecting with fantasy. And that is so damaging. And if it goes unaddressed, it will show up in your marriage. Most people think, the average person, right, would think, oh, when I get married, it'll be different because I'll have my partner. I won't need to partake in watching porn. I won't need to masturbate. I won't need to fantasize because I'll have the person that I love next to me, and I'm not going to bed alone at nights. All those things, right? But you still become disconnected, right? You still become disconnected because it shows up slowly when your partner's not around, when your partner's at work and you have no self control, right? You stop putting in the real effort, because marriage could put a strain, children could put a strain on your marriage, anything could put a strain on your marriage where you disconnect and the intimacy decreases. So therefore, you don't put in any effort, right? You don't show up, and there's no vulnerability. So it's easy for you to say, you know what, I'm not going to try to pursue my spouse tonight. I'll go watch me a porn flick and do what I have to do. Lies. Lies from the enemy camp. I've experienced this to a certain degree in my own marriage, so I know how real it is. When lust is present, it creates a distance. There were moments where it felt like the connection was off, right? Like the effort wasn't there the way it should have been. No one's putting in the work. And instead of spending time together, you are more focused on being alone. And over time, that starts to affect you. It starts to affect your marriage. It makes you feel disconnected. It can make you feel unseen. And if you're not careful, it can even push you into seeking validation in other places, especially in today's society where you have so many outlets. You have all the social media platforms. You can go on and type in anything in the search engine, and anything can pop up, right? You have to be careful in that space, because when you're feeling lonely and disconnected and unseen, you become extremely vulnerable. And if you're not grounded, you can start looking for validation outside of your marriage. And if I'm not even saying that from a place of fear, or to put anything out there. I'm saying that from a place of wisdom, because there are people who will entertain what you should be protecting, and that is your covenant. There are people who will give you that attention that you are out there looking for. The same attention that you desire from your husband, there'll be someone out there giving you that and more. And if you're not careful, you'll open a door that was never meant to be open. And that's how the enemy begins to break things down slowly. The enemy comes to steal, kill, and destroy. But your responsibility is to guard what God gave you, is your covenant. Guard your covenant. And, what I want to say here is the other spouse feels the impact of the disconnect in such a way, right? They feel the distance, they feel the lack of connection. Then they start to bring up comparisons. Most women, why am I not enough? It can honestly damage your confidence and push people away emotionally. It's a tough space to be in. That is something that, when, especially if both spouses are struggling in this area, right? It's a dangerous place to be in. Lust is dangerous in a marriage. This is something I urge people, deal with this before you say I do. Deal with it. Because a lot of people think that lust is just physical, and it's not. It is spiritual warfare. The enemy attacks identity early on. He introduces perversion very early. So we normalize it. People normalize it. In the world, it's normalized. And if the enemy can distort your identity, he can distort how you love, how you connect, and how you show up in your marriage. This is not just behavior, right? It's identity. Jesus says that even looking with lust is committing adultery in your heart. And it is so true because you are thinking about it before you even do it, right? That means that it's not just about the action of it, it's about what's happening internally, right? Your thoughts. You have to guard your thoughts, hold those thoughts captive, your imagination, your desires, right? God is after your heart. And because this goes deeper than just behavior, there are some things that you go through that requires spiritual fixing, right? This is where you start to pray, right? And you pray, ask God to heal you. You ask God to take away those desires. And sometimes some things only come out through prayer and fasting. But you have to want it. You have to deeply desire that deliverance because going cold turkey alone is not, it's not going to help. It's not. So, yes, you have to fight for it spiritually. You have to pray. You have to fast. You have to seek deliverance. You have to break those chains. You close those doors. This is not something to play with. And if you're someone who is trying to actually build discipline in this area, especially when it comes to your fasting life, your praying life, I actually created something to help you with that. And I created a 3-day prayer and fasting journal. It's designed to guide you through that process, to help you stay consistent, focused, and intentional. If that's something you need, you can go to my website and check it out. It is so helpful. I fasted last year and I broke off so many things, including lust, right? But here's the good news. I believe and I know God can restore you. He can heal your mind. He can heal your desires. He can literally shift your appetite to where one day you wake up after doing the work and you no longer desire those same things. He can take what felt normal and make it very uncomfortable again. And I'm not saying that it just disappears. Yes, you might have thoughts about it here and there, but you know how to hold those thoughts captive. You go into prayer, you do another fasting, you cast down those thoughts. I believe that I know that the Lord can restore your purity, your sensitivity to where you can hear Him. You're not clouded by all the junk from the outside world. And, the Lord, He can restore intimacy back into your marriage. Like I said in one of the previous earlier episodes, wherever there is distance, he can always bring closeness. Wherever there is disconnection, my God, he can rebuild it. But it requires a true surrender. You have to truly surrender. So I'm going to close out this episode, but I do want to leave you guys with some practical takeaways, especially if this is something that you are dealing with. I know it is not easy, but you have to make up your mind to want change. You have to make up your mind to say, I don't want this anymore. I want this gone. I want to be free from this. I don't want the enemy to use me in this area anymore because you're taking over. It will take over. My God. All right, so let's hop into the takeaways. First one, be honest. Be honest with yourself and your spouse. If this is affecting your marriage, you have to talk about it. Sit down, be vulnerable, have those hard conversations, create a plan together. Say, listen, I don't want this to destroy us. Let's seek counsel and I need help. It's okay to ask for help. Don't be ashamed. Don't have the enemy convincing you or condemning you that you have shame and guilt. That is all tricks and plots and schemes from the enemy. Be open, be honest. Number two, remove access. Cut off everything that feeds it. If you have to delete apps, block websites, put filters on your phone, remove any triggers, if you keep feeding it, it won't die. Number three, renew your mind. Romans 12:2. Be transformed by the renewing of your mind. You replace what you've been consuming with truth, with scripture, with prayer, with worship, with fasting. You have to rewire your thinking. Number four, pray and fast. This is spiritual. You cannot fight this carnally. You have to pray, you have to fast, you have to break those chains. You loose yourself from what's been holding you down. Last but not least, rebuild intimacy. Don't just remove the problem. You have to replace it. You have to be intentional. You have to spend time together. You have to reconnect emotionally with your partner. It doesn't happen by itself. You have to put in that work. Okay? If you don't remember anything else from what the world normalizes, God is calling you to rise above. Remember that. Don't be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Be set apart. This wraps up today's episode. I pray this conversation gave you clarity, conviction, and comfort. If this blessed you, don't keep it to yourself. Send it to another woman who needs it. It's your girl, Cash. And remember, restoration looks good on you. I'll see you in the next episode.